Hey guys, it's a little late, but we're going to be talking about the Owl House. Just found out the name for the last episode's King's Tide. Cue the intro. I love King. He's definitely one of my favorite characters. King is... something's going to happen to him. It's literally called King's Tide. And I have two theories. We're going to go over the first one. The first one is that he's going to die. Why do I think this? I feel like it's called King's Tide. I feel like, and we had remember that promo art? I'll put it somewhere in this video. But it was of, it was a cracked skull. King's skull, but it had a crack. And there was another one with King without his little collar thingy. And, he might die. It might be a sacrifice. Because we all know the building up for Ida. I mean, she's not going to be a wild witch anymore. Ida not being a wild witch. For how many specials do we have? 3? It's not sit right with me at all. No. And then Luz got swapped. A lot of people think she's gonna be possessed by the Collector, and I most definitely think she is. I kind of would like that. I wouldn't like it, but I kind of would stand for it. You know what I mean? When you were like, oh, I don't want this to happen, but I want it to happen. I want it to happen so that I can hate on it. But I'm not going to hate on the show. I love that they put that in there. But I want to be like, oh, Collector. You know what I mean? Anyway. Back to King. I think, if Luz does get possessed by the Collector and Ida is no longer a wild witch, and there's it comes down to this final point, I think King would make a sacrifice. He's been hearing the Collector's voice in his head 2 times. That's not a lot, but 2 times we've seen King. Who knows how many times it's actually happened? It's just times we have seen where the Collector just in his head is I want to play a new game. What is that new game? And he's we've been playing his game for so long. What if he means by that is I've been with, I don't know what to call him, Bellows or Philip? Let's call him Bellows. Brittle Bellows. Maybe he doesn't want to be with Bellows anymore. Maybe he wants to move on to a new person, and the first person of his choice is Luz. Luz, in the end, it has to make a choice between the Owl House, basically, and her mom. It probably sounds really easy to choose, but if you've watched the show, you know, she's created a life there. It's going to be hard to leave. I'm just saying. So, it would probably make her a good candidate for the Collector to be like, oh, time to possess her. But then King could be like, no, take me and possess me instead, or something. Or King's full of Titan blood. Are we forgetting about this? Whatever kind of sacrifice it is, there is a possibility that King would die. Moving on to the next theory. This one is also about King, obviously. I mean, I'm talking about theories about King. And that one is that he will sacrifice. He'll sacrifice, but he won't die necessarily. He'll be captured and leaves the series off in a cliffhanger. I almost said hang cliffer. In a cliffhanger where in one of the specials he gets saved or something like that. You know what I mean? Where he says himself. Next theory. But anyway, he could, in a way, also, like I was saying before, want to protect Ida or protect Luz. They've been putting King to the side. So King could be the leader. Be like, hey, I have the plan today. Kane getting captured. I can see that happening. Can you? I can see it. But let's move on to the last theory. And the theory that I kind of want to happen the most, because not only is it special, it's also really cool, but there's a specific way I want it to happen. King could transform. Like I said, we had promos of King's shell being cracked. Maybe it's because it didn't fit him anymore. Let's not forget, the whole island is based on a Titan. King's a Titan. My light turned off. That's weird. King's a Titan. I'm just saying he could do it. But there's a specific way I want this to happen, okay? I'm going to set this up in a good way. I want King to turn into a Titan. But it's a, like, you know the show. It has some kind of connection to Pokemon. Come on now. I want him to, like, turn into a Titan, but he can control it in a way where he can go back to normal. Or it, like, it's just a miniature thing, and then he goes back to normal. Because I don't want him to grow up like that fast. Like, maybe when he goes back down, it's a different King we've never seen before. It's teenager. You know how Groot, he sacrificed, turned into a baby Groot, and he's now a teenager Groot. For I know, he's teenager Groot, moody teenager Groot, right? That's where, that's where Guardians of the Galaxy 2 left off. With Groot being a teen. Moody teen. That could happen with King. He could grow up, be glowing up, you know, and then all of a sudden, he's like, yeah, we won, we did it, yay! And then he goes back down, and he turns into a King we've never seen before. A teenager. He's growing up so fast. Remember when he was just a little baby and Ida just adopted him. And now he's like growing up. Imagine he turned into a teenager. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. No, it's because like, I have like this connection with King. Like, I treat him like if I adopted him, honestly, because King is just so cute. He's so little, but then I'm starting to talk like loose, but then he's gonna grow up, and he's growing up so fast. It would be sad, but I would love it. It's a good sad. You know what I mean? It's like the Lion King. When you know Simba comes back powerful, fights Scar, wins. You're like, yeah. But when I was saying yeah, I was also kind of crying because he did it for Mufasa. What a sad death. He got eaten by his brother. What? Oh, I didn't say nothing. I said he had a sad death. I didn't say nothing after that. What? Anyway. Anyway, back to King. What am I talking about? King could most definitely have a grow up, and then shrink back down into a teen. And I think I would like to see that. Would I like to see that? I don't know. Maybe maybe younger than this. Maybe like her little brother. Yeah, that's the one I want to happen the most. Rather than King dying or him being sacrificed and kidnapped or something. It would be a good plot point. I would be okay with that, I guess. No, not the dying one. The dying one. The dying one's a sad one. The kidnapping one, as long as he gets saved, I'm okay with it. The glowing up and growing up one, yeah. And that's my theories about King for the Owl House. Guys, coming out tomorrow. And I'm scared for King. It's called King's Tide. I hope King's gonna be okay. I do hope it's gonna be something like the last one. Even if he just stays a Titan, I'll be okay with that. I don't want him to die. But that's just my like thoughts. Are you guys excited? I sure am. Anyway, guys, if you like this video, make sure to subscribe, like, hit that notification button. See you guys on the next one. Bye.
Bye.